dokie. What is Darkstar? Let's see here. Let me see if I can turn around here. This is a Darkstar landing pad. And this landing pad is up in the air. You can see down there on the ground below it. Yeah, I got a few things set up. Got some gardening going on and then there's a little button down there. If you're down on the ground, you can push the little button and it'll bring it back up here to the top. So, anyway, this is one of the Omen configurations. There's, I think, 3 or 4 different landing pads in the Omen. They have several different landing pads. Just by building the landing pad, even with no housing or anything, you can, let me get out of this. Oops. Look out here. Every landing pad comes with a whole, if you used Astrodynamics, I was using Astrodynamics for like the last, I don't know, year or so, whatever it's been since it came out. And Astrodynamics is a part of this now, and they also have Darkstar Manufacturing that is part of this as well. So you come with all these different, basically this side over here is all weapon stuff, and this side over here is all like armor stuff. And you got all your pharmaceutical lab stuff here. This is, I'll get into this in a minute, this is a codex processing thing and an industrial workbench. It's pretty cool looking. It's like, because you got the container here for the codex, the processing unit for the codex is right above it there, and then over here is if you need resources, you can, for codex processing, you can get those resources, some of those in there. Some of them come from the industrial bench. And then you got a researcher. This is the same as the vanilla research stand over here. It just looks different. Same as this. But you got a researcher, because in this, you have, I guess I could show it over here in the research. A whole new research called Darkstar. And it's recommended that you complete all these. According to the author of the Darkstar, R.L. Parker, he says you should complete all the research before you go through New Game again. And so anyway, I got a lot of them done. I think I got, what do I got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them I still got to get. And there's 2 of them. There's one called Swashbuckle. Basically, these are all the legendary traits that you can add to armor and weapons. And once you research them here, that goes through New Game Plus with you, just like any other research. So when you get this done, you only got to research once per character, obviously. You only got to research once, and then this stuff will go with you. When you go into the New Game Plus, then all you need is the materials, and then you can come over here and see where it says Legendary Crafting, and the ones that you have done the research on, you can actually make them. Like if I wanted to put Acrobat on a weapon, the Acrobat trait, all that right here, I've already researched that. That's good to go on this character till the end of times. Yeah. So, and they got these special ones, these Darkstar. These are actually Darkstar. Look at this. Hold on, let me back up here. Ooh, hi, Eric. Hi there. Okay, well, let's go see what some of them. Can I get by, please, Eric? Please, pretty please. Come on. Thank you. Okay, so we'll go over to the weapon bench. Look at some of these special Darkstar thingies. Okay, so when you go to the bench and you see something new here, yeah. Oh, whoa. Socket 1, Socket 2, those are the 3 legendary slots. See? So, and as a note here, they're not all the same. And what you get on socket 1 isn't necessarily the same thing you'll get on socket 2, and what you get on socket 2 isn't necessarily, or 3, and either, etc., etc. They're different things. Like, for example, I put Furious in socket 1 on a weapon, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute, that's got, the quad mag option, so I can have 4 times the ammo in the magazine. And so I said, I'll just move Furious over to number 2. Oh, I went to number 2, socket 2. Oh, Furious isn't an option on socket 2. So, you know, he's got it. He put some thought behind this, and he's not going to have you going crazy on him. But what I came here for is this kind of stuff. Darkstar abilities that he added here. So I just wanted to go over them real quickly. Look at this. He combined 2 or 3 different things. Some of them the same as, other stuff that you only get in single use stuff. Yeah, he's got multiples here. And I'm just going to kind of scroll through them, and it'll probably be a little bit quickly, but you can pause your video if you see one you want to read more. And you'll notice up in the upper right, it shows, like this one that I'm mouse over right now, 0, 1. So I do not have the codex necessary to use this. I can't use that. And you'll notice the ones like this here got a different look to them. Anyway, the shading, you can tell by the shading which ones. Anyway, like this one, I got 2 codexes for this envoy. Then, okay, so now I'm going to shut up and scroll through these, and you can see what options they have here. See that one? This one's got quadruple ammo capacity. You can look over there at the mag on this weapon. He's got a 30 mag, and there you can get triple ammo capacity on that one. And look at the damage level jumps, accuracy levels change. Because they're throwing 2 or 3 things in the same time here. And of course, we're in socket 2, so we're seeing Mark 2 stuff, right? Now if we go to socket 3, see Mark 3 stuff. Yeah. And the focus is a little different, on these guys. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the special traits that he's created. Okay, so when you make a codex, hold on, let me look at my inventory. When you make a codex, it goes in, you can put it in your inventory. And when you put it in your inventory, it goes in your resources. So you get all these codex. Like with this codex, I can put this on another item. Okay, but once you get the codex, then you can come over here to your weapon bench, and let's say I wanted to add. Let's see if I think I got all mine golded out already. Okay, here's one here that doesn't have any. So if I wanted to add anything to this, I can go down in here, and you got these sockets. That's basically your 3 legendary traits, is the sockets. So if I come in here, anything I got a codex for, see over there on the upper right, it tells me how many codexes I got for anti-personnel. If I wanted to put anti-personnel on this, click, boom, it's on there. Yeah. Anti-personnel, confirm. It's there, anti-personnel. Anyway, so you got all your stuff here. This is part of not astrodynamics, but what do they call it? Darkstar manufacturing. These kind of this is a workbench. Okay, this is for apparel crafting. This is for apparel enhancement. These are for armor enhancement. Notice they got the X in front of them. When it has an X in front of it, one of these stations, that means only you can work it. So you don't have to work. It's not that I thought it was a big deal. I mean, all you got to do is come up and click on it, and the NPC gets the hell off of it, and you can use it. But whatever. I don't not quite sure I understand what the problem is with that. Anyway, the X they can't use. So over here I built one. It's O. See, it's got an O in front. The ones we can build are O's. The ones that the mod puts in are X's. I don't think we can build X's. So, but the O's give something for your NPCs. They can work those. They don't actually work them. They pretend to work them, I think. But anyway, I think that's the only O I got out here because that's the only one I built. So basically, if I get over here and get going on this stuff. So you want to see how the codex works. Before I do this, because this is the codex system is all these pieces. You put the stuff in here, then you click here to process it, and if it's a new one, then you go over here to research it, and after you're all done, you come over here, and the stuff will be sitting in one of these boxes. But you don't need all 5 pieces. You only need one. Okay, let me go on my ship a second. So I know it's an ugly ship. Don't make fun of my ship, but you know what? The ship, it may be ugly, but it holds 12 crew. Everything's fully powered, and it's got. Oh, I messed up. There it is. Oh, 274,000 storage. Yeah. And 158,000 of that is shielded. Yeah. And my shield, yeah, 81,000. Because these are all, if you haven't used Astrodynamics, they have a whole set of weapons that he created. There's a little better than generic weapons and the reactors and everything. There's a Darkstar version of everything, and most of them you can actually, like I put these weapons on here. I could have made them look like any weapon in the game I wanted to. It doesn't. So much opens up. So much opens up with this with Darkstar because he adds. It just makes it better, in my opinion. So I'm going to go inside here because I was talking about codexes. I'm getting off the beaten path here. I'm going to go inside my ship and show you that on the codex you only need one. So I have my work area over here, and I have an infirmary behind it, and that's all you need for the codex, like on your ship. See that one piece? That's the storage. It kind of looked like a square box outside on there on the deck, but that's the storage box. So let's say I wanted to process a codex. That's all I'm out in the middle of the field somewhere. I'm not on a pad. I don't have access. So I just want to process the codex. So I come in here, weapons, and I find one. Let's look at that rip shank there, and I got anti-personal, right? So let's put that in the box. So we click on E to open the box and transfer weapons and armors to the box. And then we hit on Q to move it over to my inventory. And I'm going to come over here to this rip shank. Boom, I'm going to drop it in that box. And it's going to process it. That's all you got to do. It gives me back, it puts everything back in my inventory. It doesn't store it. Like if you do it outside, let's go back outside. But when I did that, it gave me a codex for anti-personnel because it took it off of that, and then it gave me the weapon back, but it was all white. It no longer had the legendary trait on it. Um, I'll show you. Weapons. And there it is. The Assassin's Riptide. See, it's white now. And it has no legendary traits. Because I just stripped them off. But it gave me the weapon back stripped. Okay? It does the same thing here, but it puts it in those boxes. So let's see. Here, if I wanted to process the codex out here off of something I had, let me see. If I got something, I think I had something in there I can dump in here. No. Those are all my good things. I don't want to dump none of those. Hold on. I probably got something in my ship. I'll do a weapon. Here we go. Here's a gold piece. So it's got 3 of them. It'll pull all 3 of them off and give me codexes for them. So we got Disassembler, Chilling, and Frenzy. Okay? So let's put that in there so you can see. You can put up to 25 items of the 25 weapon related items plus 25 apparel related items. So you can have up to 50 total from what the author says. Okay? So I'm going to put that weapon in here that I just snatched up. Didn't I? Yeah, there it is. And then we got it in the box. It's in there. And you have the option, if you put stuff in there you don't want, you can empty it. If we activate it, see it says empty. Yep. Okay. So now we push this up here. The CCU30. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's going to be getting noisy here a second. So I have the noise turned on. You have the option in the settings to turn noise off. Okay, so it'll tell you. There you go, up in the upper right. It told us. There's also a little slate here that tells you stuff about it. Okay, so we made that. We did that. We did that. It's nothing new, so I'm not going to go to research. But what I wanted to show you here is instead of going back to my inventory, it's over here. See, if I would have had armor in that box, it would be here. There's the 3 codexes that stripped out, okay? And I can just boom. I'll take all that and put it in my inventory. And there's my stripped out piece, my weapon. Yeah, it's a white one now. No goodies on it. But I got those codexes, so I could take those traits and add it to other weapons if I want to, or armor. Okay, so basically you got your trade authority here. This is on every one of these Darkstar pads that you build is going to have this section. It might not be here on the side. It might be over there on the back or wherever it is. But it's on upstairs. It's the shipbuilder part. And he's got these filters on here where you can turn off. Like if you only want to see certain kind of stuff, you can turn it off. Right now, I got it all on. There's no green button. You don't see a green button. Like if I don't want to see oops, sorry. Ding dong. It's early in the morning for me. There, see now Darkstar is turned off. When I go into the shipbuilder, I won't see Darkstar stuff. Okay, and then I hit green, turn it. But right now, I got everything on. So that's why I always see is red buttons. When you first come up here, you're going to see both red and green buttons. You actually have to, if you want everything on, like it is prior to Darkstar, then you have to push all the green buttons on all these things so that they all show up in here when you go to do your ship edits or builds or whatever. So, but you can filter. You can filter things out so that you don't get such a big list of stuff. And let's see, this is the, if you'll notice, that's the center beacon for the outpost. It's up here. Yeah. So when you land here, And you notice on the corners here, on the corners of every landing pad, you got these atmosphere generators. Not only do they generate atmosphere for the landing pad, they generate atmosphere for the whole outpost. So once you put one of these Darkstar landing pads up, you got atmosphere. You don't have to wear your suit unless you got other, atmospheric or heat or whatever. Anyway, yeah. So even here, uh, it's got a cool little thing. Let's see. Do I got my suit on? Warning, warning! Don't ever jump off up here. You'll. And if you decide to move this thing, or delete your outpost, it's probably not a good idea to be on this platform when you're doing that kind of stuff, because it can cause problems. I think I fell through twice messing with all this because it took me a whole day to convert from astrodynamics. I think I had 7 or 8 outposts at the time, so I redid everything because when it comes to the cargo transfer between, the ships that transfer cargo between sites for you that you set up, the ships he has are larger, and I don't remember, but it seems to me it's only 5 helium for a round trip. I thought it was a little bit more before in the generic, but five helium for a round trip. So anyway, when you're on the out of system transfers, but they carry more. They carry more. Now, if you still have the old stuff and you're building the new stuff, I have it from I didn't do this, but the author says that you can have mixed old school stuff and new school stuff, and you could actually link up from the original in-game stuff or even astrodynamics. Like if you want to you have a outpost that has all that set up still, and you didn't get around to changing all your outposts to the new Darkstar stuff, then they'll still link. You can still, but you'll have smaller transfers, and it's not going to be as efficient. Okay, every one of their decks also comes with storage now, and the thing with Darkstar that's way cool is all these storages are 100K each instead of the little measly size that the game gives you by default. So yeah, 100K. See it? 100K. All these storage, and these are built in. But you can add on. But you can only have 9 additional storages, or I should say 9 storages total. You can only build 9. And as the author said, that gives you basically you can have up to 1,000,000 storage. One disappointment here I had coming from astrodynamics, the cargo transfer outpost thing that you put on your pad where you can, from the inside of your ship, you can transfer cargo from these storage in. Notice I don't have one here because evidently the 100K version of that is something that I got with astrodynamics from the get-go, but in this version of Darkstar, evidently I have to research for that, and I haven't got to that point yet, which I don't really understand because I don't see any researches here. That I'm guessing they're just not showing up. Because when I go in here and I look at Darkstar and all my researches, I don't have anything that talks about. I mean, that's it. And I've done everything. All this stuff is the only ones I have blank are codexes. So I'm guessing I haven't achieved whatever I need to achieve to get the option to research for that 100K cargo transfer unit on the deck here. I do have a smaller one on one of my sites, but so anyway, you can put this up here, but it's not simple to put it up here. Let me show you here. I'm gonna put it back down on the ground for a second. Oops, there I go again. Hit the wrong button. Okay, let's see. We're going to put this on the ground. Let's just put this on the ground here. Okay, we'll put it over here by the thing. Alright, so there. So let's see. So you built your thing, and I'll show you here in a little bit. So now we got that down there on the ground. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay, so now we no longer have it up here. Now it's on the ground. So let's go look and find it again. We know it's right there. Okay, we'll pick it up. And when we bring it up here, we get that cement on there. But if we take it off a couple times, excuse me, I don't know, sometimes from the side, there we go, and it disappears, and then we can put it up here. Don't take too long, but whatever, I'm going to put it out here. Okay, and there it is. See, it's got the cement block still there. That's why it looks like it's sitting in the air, but you just can't see it. So that's a little trick there. Excuse me. Okay, so let's see what. Oh, now on the codexes, if you don't want to build them, you can buy them here. There's Darkstar services, and this is the same kiosk that you'll find, I believe, in every major city. You know, there seems to be a big secret where they are. They want you to go hunt them down. But if you go to the Discord, there's some people in there that actually mention the locations. But I know there's one in Aquila. No. I know there's one in New Atlantis. I think every major city they have one of these, and you can actually buy codexes here. Okay. So he's got 4 codexes for sale, but I own 4. So anyway, you can buy these codexes here. I'm just trying to see if I have any 0 ones. Okay. And see, here's the quantum rig. Like when you want to build one of these Omen landing, you need to have one of these. Okay. And you can see the value up there. 38,512. So anyway, what I was getting at here with the 38,000K for the, when I go through New Game Plus, and I was spoiled with Astrodynamics because I could go through New Game Plus, and then I could take that 25K they give me when I go to the lodge, and I could go build me an Astrodynamics platform, outpost, base, blah, blah, blah. And after you build that first platform, you get a ship. They give you a ship. And it's so much better than the Starborn ships. Anyway, don't get me started on, I hate those ships. Anyway, you get a nice ship. You actually get a choice. Depending on your level, he's got one ship that comes in 5 different levels. Depending on the level of your character, depends on what ship you qualify for, depending on how many new games you've done. It can also be a factor in that. But anyway, there's basically 5 different levels of one ship, and then there's a new ship that he made. That's the one I've been using. I think it's called the Predator. And in this, there's another new one, but I haven't, since I installed this just 3 days ago, and I spent the whole day converting 7 or 8 outposts, and since then I have built some new outposts. But let's see. So let's see if I missed anything here. I don't know, because you can buy stuff, you can read. All this stuff is stuff that they had on the astrodynamics. So, oh, on the info kiosk, holy cow! This is kind of like the owner's manual. It's got a lot of stuff here, and he talks here about the Darkstar astrodynamics, the Darkstar manufacturing, which I never had, but I noticed because he did something with the trade authority kiosk where they share. Evidently, there was a people were taking advantage of it, and there was a little way to get around getting money out of it or something by deleting it and rebuilding it or something. I don't know what they were doing, but he fixed it now. So I think all the trade authority kiosks, at least on his Darkstar stuff, share. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like I'll go, because I use that Magstorm, and it goes through you know, when you're shooting that many that fast, you go through a lot of ammo. So basically, when I had Astrodynamics, at every trade authority kiosk I had, at every single outpost, I could buy 3,050 caliber MIs for my Magstorm. So I could get all the ammo. It was like a floodgate of ammo. I mean, because the whole point is your outpost making money, and your money gets you the things you need to navigate the game. So I can't buy, bottom line, I can't buy all my ammo through the trade authority anymore, and that pushed me to learn about using his ammo crafting stuff, which caused me to build another base because I had to have a regular influx of certain resources, in order to build that particular ammo. It's like anything else. You got to have all the pieces of the puzzle to make it complete. But yeah, I ain't even got into this vial stuff yet. I'm guessing once. I mean, you know, this character is a level 212. He is on New Game 14. This isn't my only or my first character that I've played in Starfield. I think this is actually my fourth. I've gotten rid of the other ones. I won't get into the story behind some of that. But anyway, I currently have two characters that I played primarily, and this is basically my main one. Mota is his name. Anyway, it just amazes me that I'm a 212 and New Game 14 in this stuff I can't do and stuff I don't know about. I have no idea what a vial weapon thing is. But I'm guessing that's got something to do when you come over here and look at the ammo. It's got Darkstar VOL. See, this is the one I use for my Magstorm. I'm guessing that has something to do with the vial weapon. I don't know. I haven't done that much digging. Anyway, I'm just trying to touch the bases here. A lot of stuff. I just think it's so cool, And so he basically, besides all this, besides having the atmosphere, everywhere you go, that's so bizarre, that you. I still find myself, okay, I'm going to this outpost, and I'm looking at the planet to see what kind of atmosphere it has and whether I need to wear my suit or not. And I'm thinking, oh, duh, I got atmosphere now. I don't have to look. I don't have to care, because I got atmosphere at my outpost. Okay. Also got to show you here that he built this. He did some work on habs and stuff. But he built this one. It's kind of like his cornerstone. I gotta show you this. Come on, Eric. Okay. Look at this. Now, of course, I added the windows. Okay. And I think he worked with the lighting a little bit on some of these halves. But this half here, the centerpiece, this is totally awesome. And then we got our upstairs. Now, I put it on the back side here of my ship. When you build the pad, in the center of the pad, there's a little arrow that shows you, which. I just didn't want this stuff blocking my view of the city when I'm in my pilot's seat. I don't want a building blocking my view of the city. So anyway, that's the round one. This is upstairs. Downstairs, I put all the. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, onward. I love this. I haven't decorated it. I'm really not into all that. But I would love to have an NPC just do the decorate. I actually had one time when I put Heller back on another character way. I put Heller at an outpost one time because he just started annoying. I'm sorry, but those constellation people are annoying. Anyway, as far as having them on your crew and stuff, very annoying. So if I wanted to add something here, I could. They connect. They snap to the back of these more. But the thing is, when you build here, mostly, you want to be using all the new stuff, the Darkstar stuff, because it's all here. You know, it's got its habs, the hab airlock here that you could build. It's kind of weird the way it works because you don't see the hab here. But once you get to the spot where you want to, it's just for the airlock. For the airlock, for some reason, he had to do a special thing with the airlock. He talks about it in one of his videos. You got to have an airlock to connect to. All right, let's see here. Let's see. There we go. See, and that took a codex too. Everything takes a codex. You gotta have a codex to build stuff. So you gotta have codex to build all this stuff. It's no longer credits, because that's what it was with Astrodynamics. It was credits. You could buy everything with credits. Oh my God, I was like a pig in a slop. I mean, uh, it was something. Yeah, because I got all the credits I need. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm not rich, but hello, I got 4.6 million. It's money credits is like so easy to come by in this game. The whole Astrodynamics thing made it made it great. I could be a lazy son of a gun, and the battling was easy, and I had all the bullets I want. Anyway. Now with this new one, he's like pulled the rug out from under us. We don't got it easy now. Battling's even harder. He changed all the battling where you go against some really hefty characters. Let's see, where else so I was going to show you some of these other habs he had here, which you can really see, but you can see how he does it there. Like, there's a military ham, and there's a dark, so he changed some of the coloring and stuff, he changed some of the lighting inside, the habs these are not just, that's why they have the name Darkstar in front of them. They're better, the habs are better. But anyway, you can see here, he's got 12 different habs in here. The way he does, instead of, it's just wonderful. And then there's the storage stuff. Again, you can see that you need a quantum harness up there in the upper left. You can see build requirements, quantum harness. That's a codex. You gotta have that. Everything is based off of codexes. So that's the thing. But when you go and you battle in the field, You find codexes on people when you loot them. The bad guys when you loot them. Or in the storage containers when you loot them. You get codexes. Maybe you don't get codexes, but I have found quantum harnesses and legendary. Those are the quantum harness and the legendary. What's it called? Legendary matrix, I think. Are kind of the mainstay. Okay, so anyway, I ain't gonna go through no more of this building stuff. I just wanted to show you a few of the things and let you see them and get rid of that. Okay. So, but you can't see this deck. It's kind of funny when you go in the distance here. Let me get in my car. When you go in the distance, you can see it looks like the ship is just floating. And in case you didn't notice, I used the Rev 9 because you can fly with the Rev 9. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's still there. The thing on the bottom is what makes the, apparently, what makes the, whatever he called it. That's what makes it float. Okay, let's see here how far I have to go. I didn't think it was this far, but maybe. Oh no, I'm gonna hit the trees. Oh, I can still see it. Okay. Let's go out a little farther. Up, 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 up. We saw it. It's still there. Wow. I guess I gotta go farther out. Uh-oh, not another tree. I missed it. Wow, it's still there. That's bizarre. Because I walked over here one time. I came from over here. There it is. See, just the ship and one. If I go a little farther, you won't even see those things on the end. There it comes again. And just as a side, the reason I use the Rev 9 is because it's free. And it's, I think it's the only free flyer in the game, where you can fly. You gotta remember this planet is, what is it, 1.5? Oh, no, 0.91. Jemison is 0.91 gravity, so I don't think I've had any planet that this Rev 9 couldn't fly on. Because if you notice, as soon as you let up, it restores. Now, there is an altitude cap.
We won't have trouble finding organic materials here, that's for sure.
Alright. I messed up. There we go. Damn it. Again. There we go. That should be enough. Oh no. Come on, man. Because I'm at my cap, I can't hit my boost. There it went. Okay. Alright, so let's go just for the heck of it. There's so much that I'm sure I'm missing here, but this isn't meant to be a end-all be-all kind of thing. Because obviously I don't even know all that, everything, so I can't tell you everything because I don't know everything. There's stuff here that As far as the research, obviously, that I haven't. I'm clueless. I'm clueless on it. I'll just play it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna jump up into my cockpit here. I'm gonna go find a blank space somewhere, and I'll build a real quick outpost just to show you. Okie dokie. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Daylight. I prefer daylight. Let's go over here. What is that? Mountains. Oh, I don't know. Mountain. You know, it probably would work fine, but I'd rather have a flat area. Okay, whatever. We'll go with mountains. We'll see what we find.
Hopefully there's space in the cargo hold for whatever we find down there.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Hey. Alright, let's find a little spot here. It don't matter, really. Oh, yeah. There. What's it? Oh, this will work right here. Okay. Let's see. So, let's say we wanted to build an outpost here. Okay, there we go. Go to the satellite view. See, and we got different flavors here. Let's see. Oh, I'm over there. Probably over the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go up. Now, because this piece is so big, it moves slowly. And I'm not on a fancy computer. I'm a poor guy, so I'm on like an old i5. I think I just barely. Come on, man, where you at? What am I messing up on here? There it is. Okay. I couldn't see the line. I guess that's the problem. Okay, so we got this one here. See, and you can see there's three. If you look up there in the upper right, that's one. That's the V. V is in Victor. And you can see the arrow there in the middle. Uh-oh. I hear bullets flying. I think Eric is taking on the bird there. Okay. And here's the other one. This is the H. Now you notice here the H is on the side. That's the one we were just on mine. And you can see the arrow, the way the ship lands there. Okay. And we'll go back and look at this one. This one, the thing's on the back. And the storage is on the back. And the ship lands sideways. On this one, the ship lands long ways. And the work center is off to the side, and the storage. And this one, is another version of the. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Okay, so if you're using the Xbox, it says is moving this big thing is slow, and for me it's a little, I don't know. It seems to work okay for me, but because it's a big thing, moving it can be laggy or whatever. Okay, so you just put it on the ground and then you push the up arrow. I have no idea how you do it on the Xbox or whatever, because I don't use Xbox or whatever. I'm playing on a PC. Okay, so there you go. So we built that. We used our own thing, and now we have a landing pad there. Okay, and if we wanted to move this up there, we could. We already showed you how to do that. Yeah. I mean, I could go do a battle for you, but you'll just see how how much I suck, you know. But he has done a total makeover on the game. Battling is a lot more challenging, but it also gives greater rewards. These these unrivaled weapons, and let's go back to, let me get rid of this place. Hey, you, get out of here. Boy, you make me mad. Hey, you tried to slap me with your tail. You better get gone. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this base. We lost our atmosphere when we did that. Yeah, little things to remember. So we're gonna go to Kurt's and show you one that has landing pads, cargo transfer landing pads. Okay, so here we are in Kurt, my other one, and I actually have a worker here in housing over there, but that's not it. See, look, did you notice when I was here? There's beds right here. All right, yeah, beds right there. Hi, Eric. Okay, so what I wanted to show you was that, here we got 1, 2, 3. You can't see the other one; it's down there in the end. But 3 floating cargo transfer guys. So everything. There's nothing touching the ground. We can build under it. It's cool. There he goes. And what's interesting is these, that basically these just link. These are the main hub storage. Then I swear that the international ones. There's an international one. It's got the helium on the back. I kind of miss the lights. You could just look at them and tell, like that one. I look at that and I can't tell if it's functioning proper. I mean, with the other ones, we had green lights on them, and when they weren't working, we had the red light. And when they were getting ready to receive, or just after they took off, we got the flashing light. It's kind of nice to have that kind of, you got information just by a glance at the object. So I kind of miss that. And who knows? Maybe someone will tell me, oh, you dumb cluck, can't you tell? Da da da. Who knows? Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to say on Darkstar for now. I'm not going to get into all the, but basically I'm definitely not going to go do any fighting or nothing, because that stuff. Some of those. Now I saw a message that I had never seen before, where I was fighting somebody, and he was like above my level. I'm a what am I? Two something, 212. Yeah, 212. Okay, I'm level 212, and that guy was like 240 or whatever. He was above me. And the little message popped on the screen: you cannot kill him with weapons alone. You need to use your powers or something like that. So I'm noticing that before, when I would fight before this mod, I hardly ever used my powers. Just if I was fighting a captain, or when the Starborn surprised me or whatever, I would use the power. I always have 3 powers available that I got on not hotkeys, but how you can define them. Anyway, and I usually use the gravity one. Which one is that? This one, anti-gravity field. That's my favorite, because he, they they stop attacking you. When they're floating, they're not attacking you no more, and you just fill them full of lead. you know, while they're floating, and they can't. They don't attack you. So I love that one. That's my favorite. Because usually by the time they're done floating, they're dead. Not often. I've had with this new mod, this new Darkstar total game overhaul, or I think that's what it's called. it's I've had to use that power, I think twice, a couple times, maybe 3 times once. It took that long to kill the guy. But anyway, the and you see a lot more multiples. A lot more multiples where you go out and challenging. Combat is much more challenging, and I'm for it. I'm there for it. Because I enjoyed it being easy, but I mean, I'm a guy. I use turrets on my ship. Yeah, I'm a dirty rat bastard because I use turrets on my ship. Yeah. Plus, I use Darkstar weaponry, which is, I love it. I love Darkstar. I love that the game is more fun. It's more challenging, and get it, get it, get it, get it. It's a whole new game. It turns it into a whole new game. It's totally awesome. And the views you get from, I mean, I remember before this, I used to build, I, I, I would find a high mountaintop somewhere, or these plateaus, I'd often build my outpost on them just for the views. Well, now, since you can put your outpost, your landing pad up in the air, hello, you get a view everywhere. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, because I used to build in the mountains just to get a view. Oh, look at the view. I mean, I have outposts in my previous new game I went through. I had outposts that's all they were there for was the view. They didn't have any resources. No mining was going. Nothing. It was just the view. So, and you know what? I mean, you get a cool logo thing here too for Darkstar. I saw in the Discord yesterday people are trying to talk him into turning that into a small decorative item we can put on our ships and our habs and whatnot. Get Darkstar. It's awesome. There's a learning curve to it if you never used it. I mean, I'm lucky I used astrodynamics. I did not use the manufacturing. He's also got a thing called emissaries. I don't even know what that is. Uh, he's got several other little things. And the one thing I want to mention about this author that is totally awesome is he promises that patches, patches for his mod here will never be a requirement. Patches will not. In other words, he will just come out with a whole new version of the mod and have you update the mod rather than give you a patch that's required for you to apply to it. He said that his patches will never be mandatory. So anyway, get Darkstar. You'll love it. It makes the whole game so much more fun. And you know, what is that other one that was? You might want to check out. I'll look it up and I'll put the name right here on the screen. But it adds a lot more missions to the mission board and linked missions. And Crimson Flyboy did a review on it just the other day. And today is April 13th when I'm making this. So I think this mod just released 3 days ago. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you to all the people that put all the hard work into making this a reality. Appreciate it. All the best to you and yours.